You're wearing that. Hey, everybody. Andy Kennedy here with 60 Days of Toxic Truths. And I am here in Atlanta, Georgia with Rachel Smartt, one of my dear friends and colleagues through our business of um, whole food nutrition. And we're going to talk about mindset today. And I'm just going to ask a couple of questions. Um, because we've been talking about mindset for a really long time. Tomorrow is our last day of the 2 weeks on mindset, and we've covered a lot of topics. So I love having someone else's perspective. And I'm going to just ask, like I said, the question that I prepped her for was, what was the key to maintaining a positive mindset through tragedy?
Well, good morning, everybody. This is early. We're just getting ready for the day. I think the big thing, I've been through a lot of, like many of all of you, we go through hard times. And I think I lost my husband. It's been about 19 years, raised 4 daughters, and it was unexpected, at 34 years of age, going through a real hard trial. But I think we learn as we go. I think one of the hardest things for people is they expect life to be easy.
Mm.
And if you expect life to be easy, you're going to have a hard time because it's really the roller coaster ride, and it's not a cruise ship. Sometimes we want life to be so easy. We want, what do I get out of life versus what I need to give. Really, life is really more like a hospital. And so, at the beginning of my hardest trial, we don't often see what we need to see until after we get through the trial, and then you realize the blessings that come and how the growth that has come. And can't tell you, going back now, looking at my life and seeing all the flowers, all the blessings, all the good things that have come out of what I would said trauma. It really was I call it beautiful and brutal at the same time. But it's because of the two things where you really learn what love really is, what I've become to know who I am more and who God is, and being grateful for everything, because everything has good things in it, and we have to embrace the yucky stuff a lot to find the beautiful things.
Oh, that's beautiful. So the toxic truth today, then, folks, is expecting life to be easy, expecting it to come to me. And I feel like that could be something that generates entitlement for people, right? Which, yeah, we've seen a lot in our world, in the disability travel world too. Um, you know, equality is one thing, but expecting, it just to come to you without work or without doing the work, right? And the shadow work.
Yeah, well, the
right?
life is it just brings things out, and it's all mixed together. But it's your mindset.
It is your mindset
of how you're going to be able to know that you can get through things.
Yeah.
You start with gratitude. You start, learning how we can reach. I always teach to turn the mirror around. If we look too much at our own self, we live in a world of me, what do I get, or how do I look, or and then we start having issues because we need to turn the mirror around and reach out to serve other people. And that's where you find the joy, and you can see things with a different lens.
Yeah. I heard also, so the flip of that, expecting life to be easy, is focusing on love, focusing on the gifts, focusing on gratitude, right? And your faith. Yeah. And is there a moment in that tragedy where you turn it over, you surrender?
Yeah. So I was always trying to partially, I will let God do some of it, and then I'll try to do it. I think I wanted to be in control.
Yeah.
And there was a point toward the end where it was an 8-year battle with cancer, and he did really well and was up and down a lot. And my husband, with a lot of, learning and messy stuff, but I was still a lot stressed because I was trying to control how I wanted it to go, and a lot of complications in that. And I share this in my book, Modern Day Miracles, and I'm writing another book now. And but it was just a really the biggest point. I didn't know I was going to share this today because it's something very dear, and you have spiritual experiences. It's really for yourself, but then I realized this one could be for others as well. But I have dreams. Some people have dreams, some people have other ways they get information. But I had a dream, and in this dream, I was traveling with my husband in a dirt road. And it was toward the end of his life. So it was very much, is he going to live? Is he going to die? Is it tomorrow? Is it, lots going on. And I was driving in this car, and my heart was just racing. And I looked at the gas gauge, and it was on empty. Mm-hmm. And this is a lot of symbolic that it was, no time, that's ticking time. And we were in a foreign place, unknown. And it was, we're in the middle of the country and we didn't know where we're going. And so we didn't know where we're going. We were out of gas, but it looked like Spain. I'd never been to Spain, but it just had these big pastures and these wild fighter bulls, these bulls. And so we were driving around along. We're just praying, that we could get a place at a gas station or some gas to fill up. And I remember we were driving along, and all of a sudden we came around this bend, and there was a little corral, and there was a couple people sitting around this little, farmers. There was like one gas station.
Station. Yeah.
And so I remember in my dream that Dave got out and started filling everything up, and I was looking through the little slats of this wooden fence, and then there was a bull in the distance, and just behind this fence, I thought it was safe. And this bull, when we caught the glaze of each other, our eyes, caught, it got really mad, and it started storming, and it started snorting, and started, what you think a typical bull would do, a fighter bull. I go, why are you so mad? And so I remember, like holding one hand out in my mind, like I had one hand out and I had one hand up, partial surrender, that was symbolic of that. I made sense of this after I had the dream, because part of having a dream and then making sense of it spiritually, what God's trying to teach me. But I remember that what's going on here? Why are you so angry? And so that bull started charging toward me. I thought, I'm behind the fence. I'm safe. I thought I'm in control. I got this control done. This bull started charging to me. And when it got almost to where I was, this little bell on the fence opened up and the gate opened up. So I was totally exposed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to destroy me. And that's when I got so afraid. I went, dear God, save me. And I just put my hands up, my full surrender. And in that moment, it was just like unbelievable. I can't even describe what happened. I tried to do it in my book better than I'm probably doing it now, but in slow motion, this bull that was a really agitated fear, going to destroy me, slowly changed this disposition to a calf. And it came up to me, looked me in the eye, and I saw my reflection in this. And he said to me, I can make this bitter thing become sweet to you if you learn to get on. So I realized I was like the savior in a way, but it was like, if I don't surrender, then the evil, can destroy me. The fear is going to destroy me. The evil or whatever you want, the devil or whatever, I'm going to be destroyed by the fear if I don't surrender. And so it was the way the Lord came to me and just said, get on me. Get on my back. And he bowed. It was just the most incredible experience to watch. To watch a calf get on the ground with his, curled legs and just get down in the most humble way in which the Savior does, and just says, get on. And I remember getting on, and it was so comforting to hold on to the horns, the horn of salvation, the horn of the power that he had to change my view away from my sorrow. And so he was taking me to a place that was better, even though I was going to lose my husband. He said, just get on and I will help you turn your way around, and you'll be with me. And if you have to close your eyes, you can do it. These were conversations that we're having in this dream, but it was like it was such warm wind, and it was so peaceful and calm. And I just trusted the Lord and this journey, that he knew my life better than I would ever learn. And now I see it from a little bit more of the perspective. But I remember when I was holding on, and he got up, this bull calf, got up with this, really, it was velvety. Usually cows are gnarly, kind of rough fur, skin, or what do you call it? Hair or whatever.
Yeah, hair.
And,
maybe.
But it was velvety. It was just so calm. And it was just taking me to the pasture, or the distance of the persimmon tree, or what, the tree, the fruit of where I was going. He knew where he was taking me. I had to trust him fully. And when I surrendered, not partially, that's when things changed for me. And so when we're looking, some of you listening in, if you're going through whether divorce, or you got some struggle with their health, or, a death or something looming, when we think we got to control everything, we have to let the Lord take us and just help us walk through it. Say, I don't know, but I know you know more. And I know that you'll help guide me through it, because this life is short. It's just a comma in the whole spectrum of things. And we have if we have eternal perspective with gratitude and surrender and love and grace in the journey, because we learn as we go.
Yeah.
And so that dream was something that it happened to me, but hopefully can help you, where you gotta surrender both hands. It takes time, it takes a community, it takes friends. And
Yeah.
Andy just came to visit last night. We just came
Yeah.
up and got some couple hours this morning before my clients start coming. I have a few clients coming, but the mind, is really important because it will take you out. And there's some things that ground you, whether it's what you read, it's making time, try to waking time in the morning, or it's carving out time where you turn off your phone and get really centered of what is good in your life, what's going right in your life, what is possibilities of what can be done, and who you can help, and how you can forgive yourself when we don't get it right, because we never get it right. And then just assess,
Yeah.
at the end of the week or the month or the quarter, going, what went right versus what all went wrong, and then just tweaks, little pivots.
That's such a great story. Thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable with us. And the takeaways for me were the dream work, right? Like a big thing is that we are going to get a lot of juicy, life processing in our dreams. And if we can focus on, even before we go to bed, ask for the answers in our dreams, ask for clarity through our dreams. It's such a great way to speak to source, is through our dreams, right? And so I love that. That was such a broad spectrum of symbology for you,
well, but
right?
also some may not have,
and clear.
Well, I love asking, so we're intentionally focused, but sometimes it's like just something that came to me now. As I remember, some people don't get dreams. That's not their gift. But I remember once I went to visit a gentleman named Robert Talley, he was having, I think he was Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was on the end of his life, and I wanted to help support his wife, Belinda. And I remember I went in just so because we're at the same. I've been what he was going through, so we kind of related, and just offering prayer and support, and just so proud. But I asked him, "What are you learning? What have you learned?" And he got to the point where he wasn't even able to do. He was so stiff, and he wasn't even hardly able to talk. But he said, "I've learned to walk slowly in the woods." And when he first said that, I thought maybe it wasn't clear in his mind. And he says, "I've learned to walk slowly in the woods, to walk slowly in life." So sometimes these looming problems really are a way to go, whoa, what's going on? Let's stop and think, and walking slowly in our conversations, to be able to let somebody else be the inspiration, whether it's a dream or you're reading a book or you hear a song come on.
Absolutely.
These things, and writing, ask a question and write it in a journal, or just explore different ways to figure out how does God speak to you, or how do you find answers. But then asking them and you watch a movie and you go, oh,
yeah,
mine is Counting Monte Cristo. It's like, oh my gosh, there's certain movies it just help. The Hiding Place. We're talking about Corey ten Boom the other day with another friend. Just trusting the experiences will come, but being able to, if you write them down, you'll get more.
Absolutely,
it's big. You write them down and then go back and. Anyway, I just threw.
Well, thank you for that. In my world, with all of my followers, you guys know that we call that synchronicity, and manifesting with synchronicity, and using those little light points along the way and along the path to guide you and to help you make it easier. And I just love you. Thank you.
We were spontaneous, it's morning.
I did. I just roped her right into this because I was like, well, I have to do it. So it's either do it with me, and having someone else's perspective on mindset, and talking about either that, whether that is dream work. You're right, not everybody can do that work through dreams, but you can call that in through meditation or your prayer work, or even moments of just sitting in the woods or sitting by the beach or whatever. So thanks for watching today, everybody. Thank you, Rachel. And I will make sure that in our Facebook group, our private group, I'm going to put some links for Rachel's stuff, so you can get a link to her book, and when she releases her new book, maybe put that link in there too. Well, eventually,
she's helping me learn to do better, because I need to do better at doing these kind of things. Because so she's helping me. So you might watch what I'm going to be doing just to get better at sharing.
Please do. I'll tag her in all of the stuff, and please follow Rachel. She's amazing. She's one of the blessings and gifts for our community. with Juice Plus. So thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow.